local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty.
Good morning and welcome to the feed. It's Mike and Marty. Welcome back, Marty.
Thank you. I think you can tell from my deep, dark tan.
Yes, I can tell.
I was in the islands,
You have a glow.
It was red until I got home.
So it's March 29th, 2023. We're here with Tammy and Gaetano. We're going to be talking about nutrition and the gym and all the great stuff that's happening there. But first, Marty, with local events.
Local events. So the Opera House this week is hosting Year in Town, the musical. So they're having kind of a different lineup. They don't have an actual movie, but so they're doing some terrific classics. On Monday, April 3rd, they'll be showing Caddyshack at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, April 4th, they're going to be showing Days of Thunder, which I actually have never heard of.
No, it's another Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, I know, I haven't. I was like, I had to look it up because I couldn't read the name of it at 7 p.m. And then on Wednesday, April 5th, they're going to be showing the movie Hugo. Urinetown is in its last weekend of production. There is a show at 7:30 on Thursday night that is a masked-only show. There'll be no concessions, and so if you're not down with wearing a mask, do not get tickets to that one. If you're happy that it's a masked performance, that's the ticket. That's the performance for you to go to. On Friday, March 31st, they'll be showing at 7. They'll be producing at 7:30. And then Saturday, April 1st, you have an option for a matinee at 2 p.m. or an evening at 7:30. I did take some time to check seat availability for all of the performances, and there's plenty of tickets available. Still some really good seats, and I would suggest that you get your tickets. I think it's going to be really good. We do have a clip, which we'll show you in a second. And just a reminder that Steel Wheels and Peter Mulvey are the second in the Ray Masuko concert series. That's happening Friday, April 7th. And while it seemed like it was a really long time away when I've been promoting it, that's coming up really quickly too.
It's less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we're actually going to close out today's show with a clip with the Steel Wheels. But for right now, let's go to the Urinetown clip and see what Urinetown's all about.
It's an amazing production.
Yeah,
yes.
I just love it. David always is so over the top with set design and costume design and the quality of performers that he gets. And a lot of them are local and they're first time performers.
Yeah. Sue and I got to actually film the dress rehearsal, and we went backstage and took some pictures and stuff. The quality and the detail in those costumes is just, it's on another level. It's just amazing.
Speaking of quality and detail,
yes,
we got some pictures for you.
Well, welcome, G and Tammy. Good to have you. I know things are moving and shaking at the gym. So what's happening?
Well, since the last time we're here, just continue to make some little improvements to the facility. Try to freshen up some things, but keep it the same. The old school, like we talked about. We have a lot of people that love the raw feeling of that gym, but we did do a few recent improvements. Just we reupholstered a bunch of the equipment, the benches, and some of the hammer strength machines.
You want to talk us through the carpeting, the flooring that you put down? Because you put a lot of work into that. We got some pictures.
Oh, wow.
So we did. There's Tammy lugging the carpet. So we did this at night, first of all, which is kind of when it had to be done because it's a 24-hour facility and turning away in the middle of the night 6 people as opposed to 112 during the day was our decision. So we basically, this strip here, the kind of main hallway drag, That's where the sled gets used, and a lot of high traffic people walk in between their sets, or just in general will walk. So it was getting a little old, and we wanted to freshen it up. So we took it out when I purchased this. It's actually a 5mm padded black AstroTurf, which is that was about 4 in the morning.
I had to throw that one in. That was funny when you sent it.
That's how we felt. Like, it would have been fine to do it at night if we didn't all work the day before.
Too, yeah.
So it was like 26-hour event. So that's before and after. It's much more durable, so the sled travels nice, and it's padded for those walking on it, and it definitely changed, as you can see in that photo, changed the appearance again, just kind of brighten it up.
It really makes the kind of background, the orange and then the black that you have that complementing it really pop.
Yeah,
Very nice.
It does. So for people who aren't familiar, what is the sled?
The sled, it's a push-pull device that is slid across a surface that you load up with weights or plates. So
is it like a football drill sort of thing?
Yes, kind of like that.
Yeah.
So we have people that pull it. One guy walks backwards with a strap attached to his waist. He's a backwards walker guy. And then most people push it, and some people will turn it around, push it back, maybe pull it back. So it'll do a lot of different. It's mostly a leg exercise,
but back. It basically, that's the whole body gets involved.
And you talked about the other thing I think that really has made a huge pop in the gym is you've been doing a lot of reupholstering.
We did. Yeah, we found this great old timer in Springfield, Vermont, and
really?
I mean, this guy's like 80 years old and just really good at his craft. So that's before, these hammer strength machines are amazing, and they were green, and I don't love green. I do love green, but not in this setting. So we took him up and he redid them.
That's pretty good.
He was fantastic. Really nice guy. Can I mention his name? Or
Sure.
Herds Upholstery in like North Springfield. He does everything.
Especially since he does a good job.
He'll do everything. So your vintage couch, your car seats, any upholstery, and we put a little flair with some
detail.
orange. So that's all new orange threads. All new upholstery. It's a nice black leather with orange threads. Kind of goes with our theme. I think there's a before and after maybe coming up. Nope.
No, I think there's two.
Just the green.
Yeah.
So it went from green or blue to all black and orange.
Oh,
and
nice.
it fits right in. Subtle, but nice. We're very happy.
What made you pick black and orange, just out of curiosity?
For that or originally? Originally, when we went there the first day, the back wall was like a blue. It was a blue color that we didn't love. And we wanted to pick a color. And Tammy somehow picked that orange.
Really?
Yep.
Good for you,
We all
Tammy.
loved it. And from that, our T-shirts are black and orange. Everything, we just like it.
So is it one of your favorite colors, or you just thought it worked?
It is one of my favorite colors, and it worked.
Oh.
Yeah. And I like the, I'm sure you've had a lot of people happy as a clam that their preacher bench was recovered.
I mean, a lot of them look brand new.
Yeah,
like
that's...
the hammer strength, some people thought they were brand new.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah. That's about it.
That's about it.
So you have a new offering that you're doing at the gym. You're doing nutrition counseling?
I am. It's really taking off. It seems as though at first, which is pretty common, at first people are quite afraid of just the topic of nutrition and what does that mean, and you're just going to tell me to eat cardboard. Is there something more than that? And it's really picking up. People are understanding that nutrition is fuel, and you really can make some big changes simply just by changing your nutrition.
Do you see that? I mean, it's you hear it a lot in the industry that, working out is really a smaller part of the equation, and the nutrition is the big part.
Absolutely. Yep. Nutrition is key. You can really kind of bust your tail in the gym and make some gains, but you won't see profound changes unless you also have the nutrition piece too.
And I think there's and I can be included in this group, there's that kind of prevalent idea that, I worked out so I can have this treat.
Yes.
And then it becomes self-defeating. So if you really understand the whole cycle of the food fuels your workout, and your workout, if you want to keep the gains, you need to have the right fuel coming in. Doesn't mean you can't occasionally.
Yeah.
But
and even more profound than that, really. There's just staggering data. 2 out of 3 of us are now fitting into that obese category. Leads you to insulin resistance and diabetes and hypertension, high cholesterol, and then all the other multi-organ systems with decreased activity, osteoporosis, and anemia, immune issues. It's profound. And so I just kind of, in context, I probably should add, I think it fits in the situation, but I'm a nurse practitioner, have been for 10 years, healthcare for 32 years. Painful to say.
how can that be? How can that be, Tammy? You're too young for that.
Must be an error.
She started when she was 9.
Yeah, there you go.
I was going to say,
That's
in
what
the
I
crib, there she was.
Studying.
Eating broccoli. But always had, so in the healthcare field, but always active, I guess I would say. Never really an athlete. And always had a goal that I was going to be in the best shape of my life by the time I was 50. And then so 50 was rolling around and I wasn't there. Surprise! So started to put all of that in motion and tried to figure out how to get there. And started looking into lifting weights, and then shortly after that decided why not take this a step further and get into bodybuilding. So attacked that head on, and really was profoundly astonished by the difference once you key in your nutrition and just the transformation that you can make with your body composition just by having the right nutrition.
And how hard did you find that? Because I think that's the thing that people are like, it's too hard. How hard did you find it, really?
Well, a lot of it was the initial wanting to do so and figuring out what are your goals, and then how was I going to get there. Learning and then making it habitual. Really, once you made it a habit and made it a consistent habit, it then turned into a lifestyle. Yeah, and I think that that's where a lot of people find that The Rock is quite supportive in all of that, because we have, so around the gym we've got a lot of find your why and why are you here, and like many of our classes, like Gaetano spin classes, you won't get through a spin class without him saying, let's figure out why you're here tonight and let's make this a purposeful ride, kind of thing. So not only figuring out the why, but lately we've been doing a lot of talking about why don't you? Why aren't you hitting your goals? What's holding you back? And a lot of the things are, well, I don't have time. So we talk about that, and how to incorporate these things, the nutrition and the gym, into your lifestyle so that you do have time. And figuring out that you do have time once you figure out what the end result is. You might gain an extra 5 or 10 years of your lifespan just by figuring out that you can afford the time. And then the other piece is money. A lot of people are figuring out that the gym is not crazy expensive.
No, you guys, your rates are wonderful, I think.
Particularly for being 24/7. We have all of the amenities. And then the other piece too is I don't really want to start talking nutrition with you because I want to eat what I want to eat. And
don't we all?
I eat habitually, or I eat what tastes good, and they're all afraid that a lot of nutrition is eating boring foods that don't taste good, but that's just not true. So what we've begun to offer is I like to tell people that we're not offering just consults, we're offering transformations. We're offering an opportunity for you to transform yourself. Or just simply let us know what your goals are, whether that's, I want to tone up. That's the most common one. Women come in and they say, I'd like to just tone up. Please help me.
But I don't want to lift any heavy weights.
Right. So we can help you get there. Some people want to gain weight. We have a few clients who came in needing to gain 10, 15, 20 pounds. A lot of people just say, I want to lose weight. Some people say, I'd like to, I have one client that I'm working with nutritionally whose goal is to run a half marathon. So there's a lot of nutrition involved in that. Some people just want to feel better. Just feel better in their clothes and maybe just feel good with everyday activities.
So Gaetano, what made you decide to want to like did you, who approached you, like chicken or egg, which came first? You wanted nutrition, or Tammy said we should have nutrition? How did that come to be?
So she's NASM certified sports nutrition coach, which she's also taken another level. It's more science. What's that one?
Biochemistry, nutrition.
So since I've known Tammy, I don't know, I think I said this last time, but Tammy's the one that got me into exercise. I was kind of the opposite of Tammy. I was in good shape. I was athletic, and then I stopped doing those things. So following her, she got me interested in getting in better shape in my 50s, and for sure nutrition is a big part of her process. So I actually met with Tammy 2 weeks ago. I took advantage of this free service that we offer, and I met with Tammy for an hour. And for someone who I've been through what to eat, so I made some changes. I'm one of the ones who I'd like to gain a few pounds and just build muscle, and my goal is to just be as strong as I can, as physically fit. That's my goal. I don't want to be huge. I just want to be healthy and live as long as I can. So definitely Tammy influenced me about nutrition, and we'd been discussing, so some people would approach her before we announced that we were offering this service, and some of them listen and are really good, and others are figuring it out. You know, it is hard, it's overwhelming, and
that's what I'd like to see if I can rein people in, because we are flooded. Like, you can't look anywhere on social media and not see, try this.
Yeah.
This is the magic diet.
That
Or
is
this
true.
is the magic pill. Or use this apple cider vinegar gummy and you're going to lose 20 pounds. And I
Does
can
it work?
I can help you lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks, but you're going to gain 30 back.
Yeah.
So let's learn how to eat right. Let's change your lifestyle. It's equally confusing, and sometimes my mind goes a little haywire with it as well. But there's should you be fasting? There's and how long should you fast? Does it help? Does it hurt? Is it paleo, low carb, high carb, no carb? Detox. Detox will help you lose 30 pounds. So
what do you say to all that? Like, how are you different from all that?
I think the bottom line is teaching people the right way to eat and change your lifestyle and fuel your body for your body's needs.
individual.
Right, because every single one of us here has a different requirement for carbs, fats, and proteins. And that we could spend hours on alone. But that's the important piece, is differentiating that all of these gimmicky things work in the short term, but they're not long-lasting, and they're definitely not individual. And last thing I'll add is that they're also not oriented to your overall health.
Right.
Yeah.
Tammy, what forms does your training take? Like, is it like a classroom, or it sounds like you sat down and just talked with Gaetano? Not just talked, but you spoke one-on-one with him, or is it like talking across the counter? Or are you talking with people while they're working out, or all of those things, or none of those things?
Right now, we've just been doing face-to-face consults in person, and what happens after that, after we make a personal plan for each member, is they follow along with me either in person or by phone or messages to see how they're doing, what we need to do next. We are going to start offering some group classes as well.
Do you think that would be like get one of those barriers that people have, saying that, but if they're in a group, it's like they don't have to be the focus necessarily? I think that's helpful.
Or they can go with their friend and kind of not ask any questions.
Right.
Maybe just listen, just show up and
get a sense that we're all in the same boat. We're all battling something that we need to fix in order to get healthier. So how to do that?
Yeah, I think the emphasis on the health component is so much. I mean, it's easy to diet, right? We can all do it. And like you said, you can lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks, but then you go off that diet, you haven't learned, you can't sustain it.
Right.
So then you gain more, and oftentimes you gain more than you lost, and that's really not good for your system. Yep. So how do people get in touch with you if they're interested?
So my business card.
We do have the
We have
the Greater Rock Gmail. I didn't have yours specifically,
Perfect.
but we have that.
Yep, that's a great way to find me. And then I believe on my personal business card in the gym, there's also my number too, so people have direct access to me.
So
great.
when do you think, have you got a date set for the nutrition classes? And
Still trying to get a sense as to what works best for most people. It's sounding like an evening class. Around 6 o'clock is working for most people, so stay tuned for that.
cool.
Okay.
And maybe you'll come back on and talk
I
more
hope so.
about nutrition.
Sure.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe even your own show on Fact TV. I'm
Now
just
that
saying,
would be a
Tammy.
good idea.
There you go.
I do tend, as you can tell, I tend to just start rambling and go on and on. So you're going to need to time
That's
me.
what you need to do. That's how we got started.
Exactly. That's exactly how we got started. We still ramble oftentimes.
Okay.
So I
On
think
that
we're-
note,
yeah,
I think
we're
we're running out of time. I want to thank you guys for coming
Yeah.
on, and I do hope you'll come on again, maybe next month, and give us some more detail, because I want to talk about, I guess one of the things about nutrition is to control nutrition, you should be preparing your own food too. And I don't know if you're going to get into that or
Absolutely.
not,
Yep.
but that could be a whole other
That's
topic.
a
That's
stay
on
tuned
Sundays.
for the next
Yeah,
show.
that's for the next show.
Yeah,
Until
right.
then, we have a promo we're running for Steel Wheels coming up, and I'm going to let Colin roll that. See you next week.
With no status, no power, no women, no men, with it all stripped away, where will you stand? With no profit, no weapons, no money in your hand, with it all stripped away, where will you stand? Hey, we are the Steel Wheels from Harrisonburg, Virginia, and we are excited to be back in Bellows Falls, Vermont this coming June for Roots on the River. We were here last year. We love this festival. Had a great time getting to hang out with other musicians. It's a real treat because Bellows Falls, while it's not a very large town, has a festival with very large talent. We were amazed at the level of talent that we got to see and be around as musicians in a relatively small area, and got to hang out and get to know some other great musicians.
Yeah,
So
it's about our third or fourth time up in this area playing, and so it's starting to feel like home to us. It's such a wonderful place to be, and yeah.
I'm Brian Dickel. I play the upright bass.
I'm Trent Wagler. I play guitar and banjo and sing.
I'm Jay Lapp, and I play mandolin and guitars.
And I'm Eric Brubaker. I play fiddle. It sounded like you were going to continue there.
I was trying to think of what else.
What else do you play?
There's so many things that I do.
Xylophone.
I've done that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
in the studio.
Let's try this. With no status, no power, no women, no men, with it all stripped away, where will you stand? With no profit, no weapons, no money in your hand, with it all stripped away, where will you stand? Stand up in the early morning. Stand up when there is no warning. Stand up when the storm is rising all around. With no color, no creed, no Bible to defend. With it all stripped away, where will you stand? When this world
stripped away, where will you stand?
Stand up when the wind is blowing.
Stand up.
Stand up when the tears
Whoa,
are flowing.
stand up.
Stand up when justice calls and you hear the sound. So when you're quiet, alone, and this day has met its end, with it all stripped away, where will you stand?
With it all stripped away, where will you stand?
Come and join us, the Steel Wheels, at Roots on the River, June 6, 2013, in Bellows Falls, Vermont.
With it all stripped away, where will you stand?
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. My